Good evening, race fans. All a flutter am I, because I haven't quite got my shit together. How about that? Boom. That's where we're at. Hello. I'm part of Black Flag Racing TV. Got a little bit thrown. I'll tell you why I got thrown, because I had a bit of a gap in between, and then fucking Fingers phoned me, and I'm trying to speak to him and concentrate on setting this shit up and be ready, and then I go and have a piss, and my son's having a shit in there, so I couldn't have a piss, and I couldn't start until I had a piss. Anyway, moving on, swiftly moving on. Albert and Casper Game Adventures. Connor stopped drinking. Connor's never going to stop drinking. I've heard that there are AA meetings, especially just for him. Anyway, what's going on tonight? Very quickly. I don't know how many. Someone's going to have to message me on the chat here and let me know what's occurring, because I ain't got a fucking clue. Or WhatsApp me or something. Yeah. Daryl, just WhatsApp me and keep me updated with that thingy. Right, anyway, yeah, let's do that shit. Let's spin the wheel. You ready? Let's do it. Hang on. Give me a sec. I've got my button's not working. Shall we spin the wheel? Let's find out where we're going for race number 1. There's going to be 8 of these, by the way. Strap in, motherfuckers! Well, there you go. First race is at USA. Funny enough, just come from there. So there we go. Right, let's remove that from the wheel. USA, get it set up, bell ends. You know what you've got to do. That's it. Circuit in the Americas. 10 racing, 2 more. 10 racing, 2 more joining later tonight, won't you? Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I do realise you actually needed the track. I should have done that first and then waffled. So basically, we've got 8 5-lap races. First one is going to be not at Bahrain, as it says there. That's rubbish. It's going to be at the Circuit of Americas, where we literally just come from with smoking Pirellis. It's one-shot qualifying for this one. Then it's a straight 5-lap race, and from there on in, it's reverse grid shizzle. We've done something similar to this before. It was awesome. They're going to do it again. You will recognise this format because obviously Black Flag pioneered it with the gauntlet. The gauntlet's a little bit different in that we have different cars every single time, and the settings and other things are switched around. But this should be a good bit of fun. 10 to start, and then obviously more will be joining later. So get on with it then. Get on with it. I'm going to fix my buttons while I'm waiting for them to sort out the track. It could very well be that that's the one I wanted. Let's have a little looky see. I think I've solved my problem. Yeah, I think I have indeed solved my problem. There we go. I suppose I could test it, couldn't I? Obviously, I haven't solved it because the thing's not coming back up. I have to do it manually. I'll do it manually. Shall we? Let's just do it manually. Why not? Right, okay. So, race number 1, one-shot qualifying. Qualifying's a bit boring, one shot, because you can only catch one driver at a time. They're not all on the track together. But we'll jump over there. Anyway, there we go. Boom. Do you like it? That button works. I've changed my layout a little bit, which is why sometimes things don't work properly, because I've been tweaking things just to get it perfect, and sometimes it's not quite right. And plus, I've got a new microphone, really cool one. It's one of them kind of razor thingies. It's quite expensive, I've been told. The kids bought it for me for my birthday. A Razer Siren Elite, which apparently is one of the good ones. I ain't got a fucking Scooby, to be honest. Right, countdown time, innit? Countdown time. That was well timed, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Right, okay. Who we got out there today? Let's have a little looky see. Let's bring up my track maps I've got. Oh, it's already there, look. That's one good thing, that it stays open from thing to thing. Right. So we've got Connor, who apparently is absolutely shit-faced. I can attest to that because I see him in Witherspoons all the time. Like 9:30 in the morning, banging on the door. Where's my fucking breakfast and my Stella? It's absolutely true. Harley is out there. Connor, Dunners, Baguette, Blumchum, Woolsey, Mr. J, Friendly Dutch, Riley, and Fingers. 10 runners for this 8-race shootout. 5 laps at a time. Very simple. One-shot qualifying here decides grid number 1. From there on in, it's reverse championship, which basically means that Fingers is going to start on pole for every race. I'm sorry, man. Do you know what? You had your car broken into this week. I'm not going to be horrible. I'm going to be nice to you. Yeah, I'm going to be nice to you because someone broke into your car and stole quite a lot of stuff out of your car. Little wankers is all I'm going to say. Little thieving, cocksucking wankers. It would be worth them breaking into the car to have caught them doing it, is all I can say. There you go. So there is your pole sitter for the first event. And that is Harley. Harley will take pole for race number 1 here at Circuit of the Americas. Harley on the super duper softs from Dunners, Baguette, Blumchum, Woolsey, Mr. J, Friendly Dutch, Connor, and then Fingers and Riley in the 2 Campos cars. So Connor, Fingers and Riley all disqualified for no apparent reason, really. Harley also gets 2 bonus points for that qualifying time, and that's a 1:44.7, and that's almost a second quicker than anybody else put in there. So good lap from Harley. God, it's going to be difficult to look past Harley or Dunners for this, but didn't Connor, if I were look, my memory serves me correctly, and it may not, but didn't Connor win the last tournament they did, or the Christmas tournament, or something like that? I could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. It's raining. I don't know why I find that so funny. I don't know if they were expecting that, but they've got it now. It is raining here in Texas, the Circuit of the Americas. Ye fucking ha, you better have bought your cowboy hat. And I don't know about your cowboy boots, you're definitely going to need your welly boots for this one, as the rain is pouring down. So it could change the complexion of this race, particularly based on, we don't know how they set their cars up. I imagine there's not too much setting up going on. There we go, that's 5 lights, and they will go out. And we are off in the rain already. Harley gets away relatively well. I think everyone does. No one really gets bogged down too much into turn 1. There's a little touch there between a couple of cars. That was, I think, Baguette caught, who I think was either Friendly Dutch or Connor coming through there. So Harley leads the way. Baguette just behind, 1.1 seconds, leading from Dunners, who's running in 3rd. Woolsey there in 4th place as we're heading round for the first time into Sector 2. Connor running in 5th, Blumchum's in 6th position. Coming through there, it's got Friendly Dutch just behind it in 7th. Fingers in 8th, Riley in 9th, and Mr. J bringing up the rear. But he's always got the gear. And already quite a big spread across the field here on lap 1 at Circuit of the Americas in the rain. And it's full wet tyres as well. None of this intermediate rubbish. It is full wet. It's not just moist. It's not just damp. It's absolutely fucking tipping it down. Tipping it down. But it does make for interesting racing. So Harley and Baguette lead the way. Harley 2 seconds clear of Baguette running in second. She is ahead of Dunners by just 8/10 of a second. I'm plugging the charger from my controller so it doesn't explode. I can turn it up. The game volume is very low. I'm not turning it up because I can't. Hang on. Hold the line caller. I can turn it up if you want me to. It take some fiddling though for the game volume on here. It's a bit shit, the game volume here. It's going to have to stay as it is. I'm not doing it now. I can't be asked. I could turn myself down, to be fair. Would that be better? If I turn myself down, would that help? There we go. Look at that. Turn myself down a bit. Yeah, it tends to be quite low here on F1 anyway. It gets loud if you go on board. Not much though. Yeah, it's a bit weird on spectator mode, the game sounds. So Harley leads from Baguette, 2.7 seconds. Harley actually disappearing off up the road. It's almost like Harley doesn't give a shit that it's wet, and he's driving like he fucking stole it. Dunner's running in third. Connor is in fourth, 1.6 seconds back from Blumchum. And talking of Blumchum, Friendly Dutch. I don't know what the fucking connection I was trying to make there. I have no idea what connection I was trying to make. Friendly Dutch running in 6th place, with Wolsey running in 7th, Fingers in 8th, Riley in 9th, Mr. J in 10th. And I've just had an idea, Phil. Hold the line. I've found out a way I can. Is that louder now? Should be a bit louder now. Don't look too loud though, that's the problem. Is that better for you, Philip? More to your liking? Harley running in the lead still at 4.1 seconds. Clear of Baguette. This is lap 2 here at the Circuit of the Americas. Can the Baguette hold off the charge of Dunners? Remember, this is 8 races back to back, all spun on my wheel of bullshit. It's not bullshit. There was 24 tracks on there. There's 23 left. This is Circuit of the Americas. We've got rid of that one. And this is how it looks so far. We've got 10 runners thus far. There are a couple turning up later, apparently. They should have turned up at the beginning. Disrespectful people that they are. This, if you were wondering, this is the mid-season tournament. They're having a little break from the standard programming, and they're doing this just for shits and giggles. Harley leads from Baguette. Dunners in third. Dunners, of course, is the double reigning world LNR champion. In fact, since I've been broadcasting, there has been no other champion. If I was to quit, Dunners would have to quit because he would no longer win anymore. We're intrinsically linked. No, I'm joking. That's not true. So there's Mr. J bringing up the rear. I said Fingers was going to be on pole for every single race because it's reverse championship, other than this one, of course. And I think I might be right because there he is at the back of the pack, having chosen to take a really odd route around that corner. So he is in 10th, Mr. J in 9th. Riley is in 8th position, 1.5 behind Wolsey. Wolsey is 9/10 behind Friendly Dutch. Trust me, he's not friendly. He might be Dutch, but he's not friendly. He's a very, very angry man. I don't know that for certain, but that's what I'm sticking to. I'm claiming that he's an angry man. Connor running in 5th place ahead, behind Blumchum. Blumchum is 1.6 seconds with a penalty outside that top 3. Penalty wise, what's occurring? 2 seconds for Blumchum, which is negated by the 2 seconds for Connor. So Connor's not going to gain that place because he's got one of his own. Fingers has got 4 seconds, but that's because he has no respect for track boundaries. I said I was going to leave him alone because his car got broken into this week, but I can't help it. No, I will try. I'll try and leave you alone, Daryl, if I can. No promises, though, mate. Harley is in the lead by 6.8 seconds. I'll do an onboard with Harley, but I really can't be bothered. I'm not coming to list it. This is lap 4 of 5. So To be fair, we've got 8 races, so we could probably do an on-board with every driver if we really wanted to. But this, we can watch how Harley tackles this track. And really, really smooth movements. And no real big, obviously you can't do really big movements here. You've got to stay off the curbs pretty much. You can see he's taking some of them, but you can't put too much steering angle through this car, or these cars, when you're on the curbs. You certainly can't be messing around with planting your accelerator while you're on the curbs. You have to be so careful, because the back end of this car will sooner come round and meet the front end than you'll go straight on. Big turn, this hairpin, especially in the wet. Usually you can go very wide coming out of there. Can't do that today because it is wetter than your mum in one of my Bugatti parties. Harley is 7.4 seconds clear. This is a tricky section in the dry. You've got this left-hander here, then you've got the right-hander that takes you into sector 3. It's after this though that it gets really tricky, because you're kind of feathering the throttle through this part anyway. You get on the power, you've got this massive double apex left-hander switching back on itself, and now it's round this right-hander here that it's so easy to lose the back end of your car. It's flat out, but you can't risk planting it, because the back end will just continue going as you come round here. You've got to be so patient, particularly when it's wet like this. Very nearly going quite wide there, down to the penultimate corner for Harley before Harley starts the final lap of this race. No DRS, of course. 1, because he's in the lead, and 2, because it is a wet. And talking of wet, because it rhymes with baguette, there is Baguette, who Dunners can't seem to get. Running in third, 1.1 seconds behind Baguette. I was going to say the French driver, but I blatantly know that Baguette is not a French driver. She's not French in the slightest, despite the fact that the picture I've got for her is some bread. I don't think I've got it up. No, I haven't. I haven't put it on the new soundboard for today, so we don't get her picture up. Blumchum running just outside the top 3. 2-second penalty to serve though, so whatever he does, if he's going to get past Dunners, he's going to need to get past Dunners and get 2 seconds up the road for any hope of a top 3 spot. Friendly Dutch not going to get past Connor, despite the fact that Connor has got... Oh, actually, he might get past Connor. Yeah, no, he will get past Connor because it's only 4 tenths. But Connor won't move on Blumchum. Friendly Dutch might actually get... Well, I think if Connor closes a little bit, he could get both of them. So Blumchum does move into third, but for all of the... it's not going to count for much because he's not going to be far enough ahead come the end of this lap. And this is the final lap of this, the first of 8 back-to-back F2 races here for late night racing here on a Tuesday evening. Harley leads the way, 9 seconds clear now, coming into that final big right-hander. Make this stick, do not crash, and you come home and you'll get some gash. Apparently, I'm not entirely sure that that's the prize today. I don't even know there is a prize. But I think I can say with some authority it's probably not some gash. So there comes Harley. Harley wins quite significantly here, race number 1. Baguette comes home in second. They'll be on the back row of the grid. Dunners from Blumchum, obviously because of the penalty. Blumchum in 4th. Friendly Dutch jumping above Connor in 5th. 6th was Connor. Wolsey in 7th. Riley in 8th. Mr. J in 9th. Not Logan Sargent, as that might suggest ahead of you there. That is in fact someone completely different. Blumchum gets driver of the day. I'm inclined to agree with that or disagree. I don't know. We'll find out later on, will we? There we go. Race number 1 done, and he's dancing like a big fat knob. But why wouldn't you? Good start from Harley, really solid start. Of course, back of the grid now, so very different kettle of fish from starting at the front to starting at the back. Very interesting to see what happens next. So, while they're messing around with this, I'm going to roll the next one. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So, let's go back to there. And while they're messing around with this, let's roll it. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. If it's... Oh, it's so close to Monaco. I don't want it to be. And it's not. It is Imola. There we go, bitches. Imola. Get it done. Now, have you done it yet? Why have we not done it yet? It's going to be Imola. So let's go to run through from the previous race. Now we know what track we're doing. Did you hear me? Imola. So I should probably message him just in case he didn't hear me. I'm going to message him. Sod it. There we go. Let me keep my phone open right now. I'll probably plug it in because my battery's nearly dead. Hold the line caller while I plug the phone in. Right, so lobby being reset, ready for the next race, which will be at Imola. Good start. This is how it looks thus far. Reflection now joins us here in race number 2. Harley wins first time out. 28 points there for Harley Baguette, with 18 points in second. 28 points is a massive points haul for winning. A 10-point difference is it's a very unfair margin, that, isn't it? Baguette second, Dunners third, Blumchum fourth, Damned, Friendly Dutch in fifth, Connor sixth for Prima, Wolsey seventh in the high tech. It does now because I've taken it off the thingy. Pay attention. That's what it when I removed Imola after it spinned, so it is Imola. You can check the stream back if you don't believe me. I probably should leave it on there until I roll the next time, but anyway, that's what I've done. It was definitely Imola. Yeah. Who else? Mr. J, he was 9th. Fingers was 10th. Reflection joins us now. That'll make 11 drivers. I know you are, but the fact that you admit it, Connor, means you're already smarter, my friend. Because let's face it, most stupid people don't know they're stupid. The only people that suffer with basically usually being stupid is kind of like being dead. Is that you don't really know about it. It's the people around you that suffer. So no, you're all right, man. You're all right. You're okay for now. Continues to look. To be fair, there are no stupid questions here on Black Flag Racing TV. Just a load of waffling from a stupid presenter. Well, I wouldn't call myself a presenter. Commentator would do. I wonder how the Black Flag guys are getting on. I am going to periodically check in on them if I can, because they're doing a test for the Bathurst Endurance. Hang on, I'm being messaged by somebody. Oh, I got the message ages ago, so I'm hoping they thingy. Right. We're ready to go, aren't we? We're ready to go. See, look at me multitasking, or not. Are polar bears black or white? Isn't their skin pink? So their skin is pink. It's right, it's raining. It's raining again, man. It's raining again. Hallelujah, it's raining again. That's a bit shit. Two rainy tracks in a row. I don't think he's got anything to do with it, to be fair. I think it's purely science. It's to do with clouds. Right, here we go. That's 3 lights, that's 4 lights, that's 5 lights, and we are away. This is race number 2 of 8, and Fingers leads the way for this second race here at Imola. Is it fully wet? Is it... as we got, wow, that's a car off the track. That is not the correct route through there. That is not the correct route. Through there, and there's wings all over the place. There's carbon fibre all over the shop. For any Dutch down at the back with a penalty, not for long though. Blumchum at the rear of the pack, so Fingers losing that place to Connor straight from the bat. Mr. J in third. Fingers back into the lead. Who would have thunk that? Harley already up to third place. Harley is absolutely on fire. Mr. J regains that place though. Is it full wet weather? It doesn't look to me like it is. It looks like you could probably get away with inters or even slicks on that track, you know. But nobody's going to pit because it's only 5 laps. They're just going to go at it. Interesting line there for Fingers. Very, very, very wide. So it's Fingers from Connor from Harley. That's how it currently stands. Then Woolsey from J to Baguette. And Baguette is not a man. Then Dunner's Reflection and Friendly Dutch. A Riley and Blumchum back. And if we go back to the beginning, it's fucking Harley up there. What a twat. I had to make it as close as I could get it to rhyme. So Harley does lead the way. Absolutely on something today. There is nitrous in his veins. Some say that he shaves his head, drives a GTO, and just shouts out "family" out of the window at random intervals throughout his life. We just know him as the Harley. 3/10 up from Connor. Connor is a lot closer to Harley this time. Harley not pulling away, but clearly it looks like Harley is the rain specialist. But 2-second penalties do not champions make. So Harley just needs to stay within that 2-second window. Can Woolsey, currently in third, moving up ahead of Baguette? Can Woolsey close on those front two and get involved, maybe benefit from that penalty that Harley's going to be serving? Baguette running in fourth. Can't stick with Harley this time. I couldn't stick with Harley last time, but did get ahead of everybody else. Dunner's in fifth place. Really, you came from absolutely nowhere. Really close to being involved on the back of Baguette, and then possibly getting involved with Woolsey, who's a little bit further up the road. Reflection is running in sixth place, straight jumping into the deep end, and I can see myself in those mirrors. I was going to say something else and it just went horribly wrong. Freddie Dutch, penalty for Freddie Dutch. Connor's picked up a penalty, so now Woolsey could potentially be nicking the lead here, although 3.3 seconds back. It's going to take some doing. Mr. J in 8th, Fingers holding on ahead of Riley in 9th place. 1.2 seconds back to Riley on lap 3 already. That was some carbon fibre going flying. What happened there? That is Dunners. Dunners makes a mistake off the racetrack and sends a polystyrene flying, some carbon fibre flying, and is well down the order. So Harley leads half a second from Connor. Woolsey outside that top two is currently running third, but despite the penalties out front, is not going to benefit because cannot match their pace. They're phenomenal. Let's be fair, it's been phenomenal pace from Harley thus far in both races. But again, Harley leading the way here at Imola. Lap 3 of 5. We're going to go on board with, let's go with Baguette this time. 2-second time penalty for Baguette. We'll do. I think we'll pick a driver for lap 4 to do on-board laps with. We did Harley last time out. We'll do Baguette this time out, who's chasing down Woolsey at the moment and try and vying for a place in that top 3. And that's really what everybody else is fighting for. Harley and Connor off up the road, and Harley could. Well, there you go. Woolsey picking up a penalty as well. So it's only really now Reflection, Mr. J, Riley and Blumchum that don't have penalties to serve, as Harley puts in a 1:35. So here we go. Up the long start-finish straight at Imola. It kinks round to that right-hand side, kinks round to the left, again getting a great run on the back of Woolsey. Up into turn 1 they go. It's a left-right little chicane kind of type combo. Very, very brave from Baguette. Makes that move. Takes third and dropping Woolsey like a massive rock into a big fuck off puddle. Another little left-right combo as you get up to this big left-hand switchback, which takes you flying back down towards the start-finish line. It's not really down, it's still a little bit up, to be fair. Already Baguette pulling out a 1 second gap over Woolsey as we go on board with around this left-hander. It goes left, it kinks left again. You power through here before you 50-metre board on the brakes, turning in. Double apex right-hander almost. Before you're back on the power again and heading down into sector 3 towards the end of this racetrack. Just around this right-left combo chicane here, then it is a downhill all the way to the penultimate and final turns. 2 of them. There's your marker boards. You've got to kind of kink it, 50-metre board, get turned in. Blumchum so far back that actually, was that Blumchum or was that Collins or just ahead? Harley with another fastest lap. There we go, and there is a lap around Imola in the car of Baguette. Not Theo Porsche, as the car would suggest, but de Baguette. So Harley leads from Connor from Baguette. Friendly Dutch is in 4th place with Woolsey, just behind in 5th. Couple of places lost from Woolsey. Friendly Dutch starting to charge up on through. There is Reflection. Can Reflection see themselves in that top 5? Who knows? But they're certainly vying for it side by side with Dunners. Dunners winning out there. So actually it's Dunners that's trying to find a way into that top 5. Reflection cannot see that happening now as Dunners disappears. And as they see Dunners disappear, they potentially could drop into the process of Riley. Or potentially not. Riley is 4 seconds back. There's Fingers. He's holding on in 9th. He's not last. And he is 4.8 seconds ahead of Mr. J. And could hold this on and not end up in last. Which means he won't be on the back of the grid. I just seen a message from Darryl after telling him it was Imola. And he said so close to Monaco. You're absolutely right. It was so close to Monaco. Part of me was kind of hoping it was Monaco because I could do it with a fucking snooze. I was going to go into my rant about why Monaco shouldn't be on the F1 calendar. I'm not going to. If it comes up, I will. If it comes up for this race, you're going to get 5 laps around Monaco where I tell you all the reasons why it's a stupid fucking race and it shouldn't be in the F1 calendar. But there we go. So, race done and dusted. Harley wins from Connor, then Baguette, then Friendly Dutch, Reflection, then Dunners, then Woolsey, then Riley, then Fingers, then Mr. J, and Blumchum got disqualified. You don't get no points. Suck it up, baby. There we go. Done. Should I go and roll the other one? I'm going to wait until all the flags are out. Keep them guessing. Keep them freaking guessing. I'll tell you what it's not going to be. It's not going to be Circuit of the Americas. And it's not going to be Imola. It could be Monaco. Yeah, shall I channel my best Anton Deck from I'm a Celebrity? Brazil? It might be you. Azerbaijan? It might be you. There we go. Good dancing. Good dancing. While you're dancing, let's go back here and let's spin that wheel. Let's hear it. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. It's getting dangerously close to Monaco, I can tell you. And it is Brazil. Love it. Interlagos, great racetrack. Absolutely fabulous. Brazil. I've actually spelled it with an R. Brazil, there we go. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Seriously. Brazil. There we go. Let's remove Brazil from the wheel and swiftly moving on. Let's give you the full rundown, shall we? That's how it looks. Harley from Connor, from Baguette, Friendly Dutch, Reflection 5th, Dunners in 6th, moving up the order. Woolsey is in 7th, Riley in 8th, 9th is Fingers, 10th Mr. J, and Blumchum disqualified gets a nil point. So that's your overall results for that particular race. That's how your standings look. After 2 races, Harley leads away from Baguette, Connor in 3rd, Dunners then Friendly Dutch round out the top 5. It's Blumchum, Wolsey, Reflection, Riley, Fingers, and Mr. J joins the Fingers at the back with the same points. So Harley to get beat. Can it happen? It's got to happen, surely. It's got to happen soon. You can't win all the races. It can't rain all the time. Can it? It can't, surely. It'd be pretty darn shit if it did, wouldn't it? So, if you didn't know already, this is the Late Night Racing Formula 2 Season 7 Mid-Season Special. 8 5-lap races randomly spun on a Black Flag Racing TV, as it says there. This, of course, is Black Flag Racing TV. We've had Circuit of the Americas. We had a roll that was so close to Monaco, but it wasn't. It was Imola. And then we had another one very close to Monaco, and we got a Brazil at Interlagos. So 3 races down, another 5 laps. Love this racetrack. It is reverse championship order, so the grid will look like this. Mr. J will be on the front row with Fingers. Riley and Reflection on row 2. Wolsey and Blumchum, both on 12 points, will be on row 3. Friendly Dutch will be joined by the double current LNR champion Dunners on row 4. Connor and Baguette on row 5. And Harley will be right at the very, very back, all on their own, all lonely on the very, very last grid spots. Can they fight their way through the pack again? Bear in mind that Harley's already done it once. One race number 1, fought their way through one race number 2. Can Baguette get a win, close that gap, and maybe get onto the championship podium? Can Connor win another random mid-season, end-of-season special tournament? I'm still pretty adamant that Connor won the last one. It wasn't the last one, it was certainly the one before that. It was either the pre-season one or the Christmas one that Connor won, but Connor definitely won something like this recently. It's the only thing that Connor's won. Connor ain't won jack shit since. But definitely won one of these. I remember because I seemed surprised that a Scottish person had managed to win something and not and it not be the race to the heroin dealer. I'm acutely aware that I'm character assassinating a Scotsman online, and usually Scotsmen are much, much better at making us English people feel very small and very tiny on the internet. But we're waiting for everyone to check in, to get loaded in. 17, 18 seconds left. Might as well arrive at the track. Interestingly, this is another clockwise, anti-clockwise track. We've had Circuit of the Americas, anti-clockwise. We've had Imola, anti-clockwise. We've now got Interlagos. That's 3 lights, that's 4 lights, that's 5. They will go out and we are away. Let's go on board with Harley. Watch if Harley can make this charge through. Already gets past Baguette. Can Baguette make a charge? Up into turn 1, the ZRS. Look at that move, Harley up into 9th. It's going to be a little bit touching. That's a bit of cover 5. I think that belongs to Wolsey. So Harley is making some moves. Very wide there. That looked like Friendly Dutch going quite wide. And taking out some Pirelli signs. Don't know who that was. It looked to me like Baguette was taking out some signs there. Just for the hell of it. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Riley. Who knows? But what I can tell you is this. Is Mr. J leads from Wolsey. This is a good opportunity for Wolsey to make himself heard. Get himself some good, solid points on the board. Fingers running in 3rd. How long can he hold out there as Harley spins? This is not Harley's day. Friendly Dutch ahead. Baguette moves up to 6th. Only briefly as Blumchum makes that overtake on Baguette and holds off the charge. They come around to Junkau for the first time. This is where slipstream really matters. Exit speed really matters. Baguette ahead of Blumchum up to 6th place. Mr. J holding off Woolsey as they head down to the centre S for the second time. And Woolsey is on the inside making the move. Yes, he is. Can he hold on as they come round the second part of the centre S? It looks like he's held out. Woolsey takes the lead here at Interlagos over Mr. J. Half a second the gap already. Connor is just 3/10 back in that top three. Fingers holding on in 4th. I'll make it sound like he is properly last all the time. He's not properly last all the time. And he's up into 3rd. Friendly Dutch picking up a penalty there. That's going to be a 2-second penalty, I think. Yeah, 2 seconds for Friendly Dutch. Reflection in that top 5. Harley moving back up the order, back up into 6th, making that move on Riley. Dunner's down in 8th. Baguette has dropped all the way down to 9th place, not making it work at all here at Interlagos. This was the opportunity. Harley cocks up. This was the opportunity for Baguette, second in the championship, to make the move. But actually, what's happened is they're even further back than Harley is. Connor running in 10th place. Again, 3rd in the championship. Really good opportunity to get something done. And they're choking, man. They're choking. Everyone's choking now. Blumchum again in last place. Blumchum's not having a good day. What's going on, Blumchum? You're normally quicker than this, my friend. Not like the F2 cars. DRS is enabled, of course, because it's the first time we've had a race that is dry. And I'll tell you what, we're going to see some exciting action out of Junção and down that really, really, really long straight. And I know it's not classed as a fucking straight. So don't start questioning me. But actually, in terms of a flat-out piece of racetrack, and I'm going to call it straight because if you put your foot on the accelerator and you don't let off until you get to the other end, everything in between is a fucking straight. Even if there's a little kink or whatever, it's essentially in racing terms a straight. So it is, by that definition, the longest straight, or the second longest straight in Formula 1 after Baku. Bless you. So Wolsey leads 2 seconds from Mr. J. There's Fingers up into 3rd. Good run out of Junção with a bit of slipstream. Is Fingers going to get himself up into 2nd? Is there going to be a really good opportunity for a move under braking into the centre S? Closing on the back of the car lid with Mr. J in. Up the inside he goes, on to the brakes. Get it turned in. Apex. Power. Let that car just drift out a little bit wide. Is that going to be a penalty? Probably should be. Taking the piss for the track limits yet again. But he is ahead. He's got that move done, but not anymore because Fingers has crashed and is out of this race after Mr. J. It looked like Mr. J went into the back of him. Fingers is broken.
You can't park that there, mate.
So we have yellow flags in sectors 1 and 2. Fingers running well. Oh, mate. I talked about this the other day. Like, the people have this thing, the commentator's curse, that it's something that is real shit. That's an important image because that's our training times for the thingy for an endurance event coming up in May. We talk about commentator's curse. Now, my view on the commentator's curse is that it's not a real thing because you say, the person crashed while the commentator was watching and therefore commentator's curse. But then, the people crash when commentators are not watching as well. It just so happens the commentator was watching at that time. It wasn't the commentator that caused it. However, you've got to say that he got a lot of screen time there and did crash out of the race. So actually, it might have been commentator's curse at that time. Anyway, Woolsey leads away 3.3 seconds. Thanks very much, lads. Harley in 2nd. Has made a great move up there, so he's going to extend the lead at the top of the championship. I do apologise for those minutes. I'm going to have there's going to be 6 more of them that's going to come in at some stage because that's the essentially we have to do like a. It's not qualifying is the wrong word. It's a placement test for the 12 hours of Bathurst coming up for which we've got 2 teams. One in the AMG, the one we used to safety car, the AMG GT3, and the other in the BMW M6. Funny enough, sprint model. We could have used the endurance model, but we chose the sprint model for whatever reason. Good evening, Bingram. How the hell are you? Good race last time out, mate. Really good race. Reflection running in 4th place. Hold on there, and Dunners is going to get knocked out of that top 3. As Wolsey wins, Harley in 2nd, Dunners 3rd. Reflection will come home in 4th. And Connor and Baguette and Riley all jump Dunners in what can only be described as a gangbang. Friendly Dutch in 8th, 9th was Blumchum, and 10th was Don't Drive on Driving to Mr. J. And we lost fingers from that race. Mr. J absolutely fucked him up. And there's nothing that anyone can do about it. Has Connor ever tried NASCAR? Right, okay. That's race number 3 done. Do you know what happens next? Yeah, I'll tell you what happens next. Let's go and roll. Let's roll another one, shall we? Why have I not got my screen up? Oh, there it is. Is it back? It is back. It has returned. Are you ready? Boom Shanker. Track number 4 of 8 is... Seriously, we are getting dangerously close to that fucking Monaco, I can tell you. Singapore. First time we've been on an Asian track, isn't it? How about that then? Awesome. So Singapore it is. Remove that from the wheel. I don't like that. We have literally, so we've been there, that side of Monaco. We went that side of Monaco, and now in that side of Monaco again. Not like it. We will need some tracks over this side, please. No more Monaco tracks. Right, let's go back to that. Right, so Wolsey wins in the high-tech from Harley. Harley did get the fastest lap, of course. Reflection, then Connor, then Baguette, then Riley, Dunners, Friendly Dutch, Blumchum. Mr. J comes home after wiping fingers the fuck out. Nothing that can be done about it. Shit happens. Moving on, no steals inquiries today. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think I've driven the Mercedes AMG GT3, and the only reason I've driven that is because I fucking like that car. But the rest of them are dog shit. It's a fucking waste of time. The handling on them is awful as well. There's no real correlation to the handling in those that you get to those actual GT cars. And to be fair, if I want to drive a GT car, there's plenty of GT cars for me to drive in Gran Turismo and a Assetto Corsa. Right, so we're on to the next track. Albert and Casper Game Adventures. Which one are you? Are you Friendly Dutch? I don't know. Don't care. We're on Singapore for race number 4. You know what, Big Room? Do you know why Monaco's your favourite track? Because you're fucking quick and you can qualify up near the front. So for you, it's pretty good because you do your time trial, and then you can just basically drive around 20 laps behind some safety cars and pretty much guarantee you're going to finish in the top 3. But I said I'm not going to bitch about Monaco until we actually get Monaco as a selection. But yes, there you are. If you didn't know already, this is what it's about today. It's an F2 tournament, season 7, mid-season special. We've got more drivers joining us. Danny now joins us, and thank you very much, Danny, for the recommendation. He said someone looking for a GT7 racing league. He sent somebody our way today, so somebody else I get to abuse over YouTube. Hopefully on Wednesday if he joins in the GR3. As I said, that is they are lap times for a endurance event at Bathurst. We're part of the Endurance Racing Federation, and we've got 2 teams of 4 doing a 12-hour. And when I say 12 hour, it's not a simulated 12 hour, it's actually 12 hours at Bathurst. 3 hours each. And one team in the GT3 AMG safety car. It's obviously not a safety car version, it's an actual racing car version. And the other in the BMW M6. That's what they'll be doing. That'll be on the 5th and 6th of May. The fact that it's over 2 days would demonstrate what time of night we start and finish. So it is throughout the night. Good thing is we've got a good splattering of drivers, so our team is made up of people from this continent and from Asia and from across Europe. That guy's Welsh. So we are at Singapore. Interestingly, another wet race. So race number 1, wet. Race number 2, wet. Race number 3, not wet. Race number 4, wet. Well, that fucking sucks, doesn't it? What are the odds? I suppose 50-50. You could argue that it's 50-50, although we've been to some bloody hot countries where it doesn't rain that often. And we've got rain at Texas, for Christ's sake. It only rained in Texas twice in the last 200 years, which is why they're all so fucking grumpy. Right, so there we go. Blumchum leads the way because he's back at the back. And little spin coming together between Blumchum and Fingers by the looks of it. Or no, that was some of them Fingers. So Fingers now at the back of the pack. So it is. I don't think it was Blumchum actually. So Blumchum leads from Reflection. Friendly Dutch in 3rd. This is lap 1 of 5. Dunners in 4th, ahead of Harley in 5th. I imagine we're going to get quite a few DNFs here. This is a very, very tight racetrack. The walls are right there, and it's wet. I'll be very surprised if everyone makes it to the end of this race. Dunners running in 5th, Connor and Danny, both in those Red Bull Junior. Essentially that's what it is, it's Red Bull Junior. By any other name, it's Mini Red Bull. Connor getting past Dunners. Can Danny do the same? Yes, he can, but only briefly. There's our first retirement, Mr. J. He is out of this race. Danny does get that move done on Dunners in the end. He's up behind his teammate, or essentially teammate, Connor. Baguette in 8th place. Early heroics in the championship, a couple of really good finishes. Hasn't been able to emulate them since then. Is back in 8th place. Harley in 4th, trying to consolidate at the front and maybe open up the gap at the top of the championship. Wolsey in 9th, Riley is in 10th, Fingers running in 11th. Mr. J is our first retirement here at Singapore. So as let's go on board actually for lap 2 with Blumchum. We've got yellow flag in sector 2 for Mr. J. Right, so here we go. This is how your lap starts, albeit in the rain. Round that left-hander, then you head down, you stick to the right-hand side of the racetrack on that painted yellow surface, heading down to turn 1. Complicated turn here because you've got a left, you've got a right, you've got another left. This is quite an open part of the racetrack. Because it's the beginning of the racetrack that you kind of want it to be open, because that's where things can go horribly wrong. Starts to narrow as we come through here. Flicks round to the right-hand side. Bit of a runoff area there on the inside, which can save you. Under the Fanny Tech sign. And you head down again, full power, towards those skyscrapers as it drifts round to the right. And then you've got this big left turn. And overcook the braking there, or undercook the braking there. And that happens. Then you've got this left with the runoff area, sorry, the right with the runoff area on the left-hand side before you are back on the power. Left turn, staying to this tight to this right-hand side. Those Rolex hoardings on the right-hand side, because you've got almost a similar left coming up here. Be careful of the wall on that exit before you flick it round to the right. Do not cut that. That will be a penalty. And then through what is the DRS detection zone, which matters not when it's wet like this. On the power they go, down to the sign that says crypto. Right-hander coming up, So you just let the car drift out to that left-hand side, get it turned in. This is where the track starts to get really, really tight in these final little sections. Again, another little crypto side, and then you've got this little, and it's a right, left, left, right, right, left combo, one after the other, thick and fast. You don't really get out to any major speed, but you've still got to get your braking right into this covered, almost covered section. Before you can see your head, you see that big wheel, you know you're nearly home. When Digo didn't show up, okay. Power down, then we've got double left-hander here. And then you're back, that's the end of the lap. Quite a long lap here at Singapore, to be fair, especially when it's wet, because you have to go very slowly. Quick question, TJ. I know you said when Digo didn't show up. I'm assuming you guys could still do your testing. You did it from the 3 that did arrive, yeah? And the other question is, what was the average time? So there we go. That was a lap on board with Blumchum. So Blumchum leads from Reflection. This is race number 4 of this 8-race thick and fast series. They basically copied Gauntlet. They didn't. I copied them. Reflection running in second. Harley in third. Going to extend more that lead at the top of this little one-off championship is as Harley there in third. Friendly Dutch in fourth. Danny straight in here for race number 4 and already in that top 5. Connor in 6th position. Baguette in 7th. Dunners running in 8th place. Not showing his championship kind of performance today is our Dunners. Radi in 9th. Woolsey is in 10th. And Fingers brings up the rear. And I think he's managing that's a bit of karma, because Mr. J gave him a little love tap in the last race, and it killed him. He was killed by Mr. J in the last race. This time, Mr. J is killed, although it wasn't Fingers that killed him. Fingers coming into the pits. So he will be last again. Last again. Is he putting on slicks? No, he's not. Of course he's not putting on slicks, because that would be stupid. No, he's retiring. Even worse. He is retiring from this race. So Blumchum leads the way still. Clearly good track for him. And 5.2 seconds clear of Reflection. Reflection sees themselves finishing in this top 3. That joke never gets fucking old, does it? Let's face it. I've used it every time Reflection's been racing. And I'm not tired of it yet. And I'm not going to get tired of it again, ever. Because it's the one joke I've got. There is Harley, currently leading this little championship. So of course we'll start from the back of the grid. Starting from the back of the grid every race. And if you're still getting into that top 3, despite starting from the back in every race, you've got some pace, boy. And this boy has definitely got some of that. Friendly Dutch in 4th. Danny in 5th. Connor is in 6th. Baguette in 7th. Dunners in 8th. Riley in 9th. Woolsey in 10th. Fingers and Mr. J did not finish. Right, yes, so here we go. Blumchum is leading. We've got 1 lap remaining. The problem with it with being wet here, there's not really much opportunity for overtakes. And let's face it, Singapore is it's not quite as bad as Monaco, because at least the track is wide enough to fit a whole fucking car through it. Monaco, you can hardly even fit an F1 car around it, let alone 2 side by side. But it's still not the most wonderful of tracks for overtaking purposes. As it shows, because everyone is where they pretty much are, and those that have moved because they've crashed, essentially. So Blumchum on the penultimate lap leads by 6.2 seconds from Reflection. Reflection leads by 1.4 seconds from Harley. Harley is under a little bit of pressure from Friendly Dutch. Is Friendly Dutch able to close it down and make that overtake? That's the fundamental question. Because we know how difficult it is to overtake here. And in the wet as well, it's almost impossible to stay behind a car in the wet and still maintain any sort of viable grip. Even in these F2 cars, which are significantly less twitchy than the F1 cars are, of course. Obviously a little bit easier to drive. But Friendly Dutch is doing everything they can, but just, at the moment you get too close to the car in front, it starts to cause you problems. Blomkamp doesn't have that problem. Blomkamp doesn't have any spray, doesn't have to worry about following another car, and that's why they're able to pull out a 7.2 second lead of this race. At the back there is Wolsey. Great race in the at Interlagos. Not working out quite so well this time for him. Mr. J and Fingers are both DNF, and they're having a little fight over what happened at Interlagos. Basically, Mr. J is going to punch Fingers in the cock, and Fingers has got both of his fingers up Mr. J's nose, and he's putting his head backwards in a cartoony fashion. And then they're going to use the back of their hands, and then swap each other with some gloves, and then shoot pistols at dawn, or some other shit. Riley in 9th place is 4.5 behind Dunners, who is 1.6 seconds ahead of Baguette, who is not a baguette, and she's not French either. Connor is 5.7 behind Danny. Oh, Danny, you're not a fanny. 3.9 behind Friendly Dutch, who is 7/10 behind Harley, still trying to find a way through, but here on this last lap it's going to be difficult. Harley with a penalty though, that's going to give Friendly Dutch some buoyancy, because all Friendly Dutch now has to do is stay within that 2-second margin, and at the moment doing a great job of it. So just a few corners left to go. This tricky left right section for Blomkamp, and then he can wave his hands in the air like he just don't care. 2-second penalty there for Riley, but Wolsey is 3.1 seconds back. Harley is behind Friendly Dutch now, so Friendly Dutch has got that move made. Danny only has to close a little bit, just a touchy touch, and into the wall goes Harley. That's going to bring Danny right into this race, so penalty or not, this shit is done. Blomkamp wins. Reflection, home second. Home third. Going sideways as Danny trying to find a way through. Going sideways, Friendly Dutch. Danny will take 4th. Harley in 5th. Connor will come home in 6th. Baguette in 7th. Dunners in 8th. Riley in 9th. And 10th is Wolsey. Fingers and Mr. J are did not finito. Good race from Blomkamp though. Solid, basically started there and finished there. So very good racing from. I was going to say, why is Danny up there? Because it's Blomkamp. But yeah, Danny Down's driver today. I don't know if I agree with that. Got a bit lucky there at the end, did old Danny. Drove quite well there. Nice little flouncy move there. So done. Another race done. We go back to here and we roll another track. And the track looks like this. We roll another track. And it is... Oh, stop in there, Monaco, man. It's Abu Dhabi. Yeah, it's not Monaco, but I'll tell you what, not liking the fact that it keeps coming round to that Monaco side of the wheel, and the less stuff that's on there, the more the more likely it is to land on it, because the things are getting bigger, and I don't like it. They're not one little tiny bit. Okay. So, Blomkamp wins there from Reflection. Friendly Dutch in 3rd. Danny comes home in 4th. Harley in 5th. 6th for driver Scotland. Connor. Baguette in 7th. Dunners drops down to 8th. 9th for Riley. I fucking don't know. I'm finishing the if it finishes on Monaco, I'm finishing the broadcast early, Connor. Riley in 9th. Wolsey in 10th. 11th was Fingers. Mr. J came home in 12th. That leaves the standings like... well, we can go back to the lobby and find out, can't we? So, you can see there Harley leads the way. 83 points for Harley. I'm not showing you the points because I've got it covered for... I don't know, I suppose I could uncover it, couldn't I? I could actually uncover it, I think. Let's have a look. Bear with me, caller. See if I can do that for you. There we go. You can see it. So there we go. Harley leads 83 points now. 49 for Baguette. Baguette's still holding on there in second. But Harley just opening up that gap up the top. Connor in the Prima, 46, 3 points behind. Then 3 back to Reflection. Freddie Dutch in the High Tech, 2 points back on 41. Point back to Blumchum in 6th on 40. Woolsey in the High Tech is 2 points back on 38. 5 points back to Dunners and 33 points in the Carling. Then it's a gap to Riley in the Campos, 18 points. 12 points for Danny in the Prima, straight off the bat and in and on 12 points. Good finish there from Danny. Carlin of Mr. J on 4 points. And Fingers in the Campos, just 3 points to his name. In all fairness, I could check in and probably get 3 points if I really, really fucking tried. I'm not going to, because I don't want to. And that is that. And we move on to Abu Dhabi. They're going to have a quick break though, because all pussies and they're not hardcore. So I'm going to quickly jump onto my Discord and find out how everyone got on, and I'll be back in 30 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. I have returned. Have they returned? They have not returned. They need to fucking hurry up. I've got shit to do. I'm only joking. Yeah, I've got some admin to sort out for this endurance race now. A little bit of a cock up with the qualifying in that they didn't leave the lobby open long enough for some people to set times. But is what it is. Is what it is. And as you guys probably see from the chat, one of our drivers didn't show up for the fucking placement test. The annoying thing about that is we've got reserves. We've got people that could have gone instead. So a little note just to say, like, there's no way I can make it or whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, he's a quick driver, you know. So, look, you know, people have things they've got to do and places they've got to be. Just the only concern with this is obviously it's a team event. You know, and you need all four team members in that team need to be confident in each other. Bearing in mind that we had we did an 8 hour at Monza, and the final stint driver cocked up and left the lobby and wasn't able to get back in because the race had started, so we actually ended up at DNF despite being sixth at the third changeover. So yeah, we're working on teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. Makes the dream work. So we've done 4 races already. We've just rolled the 5th. That is Abu Dhabi. Left on the wheel we have Monaco, Azerbaijan, Italy, the other Italy, Monza, of course. Miami, Netherlands at Zandvoort, Manas Rodriguez, Pache or whatever it is, Mexico, fucking Paul Ricard in France. In all fairness, I hate that racetrack as well. I think I probably prefer Monaco just because it's shorter. Suzuka, Japan, Spa in Belgium, great racetrack. The Red Bull Ring, which is only good when it rains. Silverstone, the home of racing. I defy you to tell me any racetrack is better than Silverstone. Silverstone is the home of all things racing. Australia, Albert Park, Portimao, Shanghai, Bahrain is still on the wheel. I rolled it, but I'm not actually going to take off what was on there. I was just curious. Bahrain still on the wheel. Hungary is still on the wheel. Saudi Arabia, Canada, and of course Barcelona is on the wheel of what will be pain if fucking Monaco or France come out. We've basically got 3 races left after this, so 3 more chances to roll something I hate, so I can basically spend 5 laps shouting about how unfortunate my life is, and thinking and considering my life choices, of course. What's going on Black Flag Racing TV over the next few days? Let's talk about that while we're waiting. Tomorrow we're back for round number 2 of the Open GR4 Season 3. A little bit of a change now. Of course, it's linked to the GR4 by a constructors competition. You're racing GR4, you use the same manufacturer in GR3. There's a little side-by-side competition with cash prizes on the line. A cash prize for the top 3 in that competition, but more will be revealed tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I think more will be revealed tomorrow because just because something else will be happening as well in terms of that competition, in terms of how the points are done. There is going to be a couple of drop rounds introduced in that, so you can drop your 2 worst results from GR3 and your 2 worst results from GR4. So if you miss a week, you're not completely dead. However, you can't drop your car. You're stuck with it. You picked the car in race 1 and you hate it. You've got 2 choices. You can either stop racing or keep going in that same car. No opportunity at all to drop the car. Thursday, it's more F1 Smoking Pirellis action as we move into the second half of the season, and we've got Black Flag Gauntlet. Hopefully gets off the ground. Season 2 gets off the ground this week. Friday, there's quite a lot going on Friday. We've got some Assetto Corsa on Friday. We've got some F1 on Friday. Saturday we've got back to the Staying Power Endurance event. Can't remember where we are this time out, but it's been full lobbies every single week of that 2-hour endurance series we're running on a Saturday. That'll be followed by 4 hours of racing in GT Champions. Division 3 action from 11:30. That's in the PM. Followed by at 2 a.m. we bring all the action from Division 2 live on Black Flag Racing TV and GTChampions.com. And then Sunday evening, something's going on Sunday evening. No, it's not. Sunday evening is all quiet on the Western Front. I might do some laps myself. Come and join me to watch me crashing a lot if you really want to. And we'll see. I might organise something for Sunday just to piss about for shits and giggles. It's an awful long break. How long does it take to smoke a fag and have a piss? As an ex-smoker, I've done it in much quicker times than this. Obviously, I don't actually have to leave the house anymore because I just sit here and smoke my vape. But I'm acutely aware that it takes 2 minutes to smoke a cigarette and it takes another couple of minutes to piss and you can come back. We of course return with late night racing next Tuesday with back to the normal calendar of events. Later on this month we're back for round 2 of GTFusion, the GTFusion World Team Championships, and again we will be broadcasting one of the Pro-Ams on the Saturday and from the Pro groups on the Sunday. What's interesting actually is the scoring system is done on a kind of ELO basis, which is quite really freaking complicated. I don't really understand it that well. So you're placed based on pace essentially and the people around you. But the pace actually in division in the pro group last time out that I did was very similar to that of one of the groups way down the order, like Group G or Group F or something kind of way down the order there, which was interesting to see. So I think that's something that might need a little tweak, and I might dig it out on the broadcast actually. But what I might do is I might take footage from the two and put them side by side and show that actually there's not much difference between the Pro Group and the Pro-Am in that competition. So we are ready to go here at Abu Dhabi. This is race number 5 of the 8 short races this evening. Where have we been thus far? Can anyone remember? We've been at. We started at. I can't fucking remember now. Circuit Americas, of course. Circuit Americas. Then we were in the rain at Imola. Then we went somewhere else and somewhere else and somewhere else. Oh, then we were at Brazil, where it was dry, and then we just did that wet race there at Singapore. And now here we are, live and direct from Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I'm getting tired now, so the jokes are getting worse. Not that they were getting any better anyway. So Harley currently leads the championship and is hoping to extend that lead. That's 3, that's 4, that's 5 lights, and away we go for race number 5. Fingers, of course, leads him out because he's at the back of the very, very back of the lot, and it goes into turn 1, and actually with a little bit of an advantage. That's some broken car at the back there. I think that might be Baguette. Or maybe not, because Baguette's moving up. Friendly Dutch, Dunners and Friendly Dutch are broken. Friendly Dutch broken, Dunners are broken. I think Dunners might be a little bit more broken because Friendly Dutch is coming very, very fast. They are already 6.6 seconds back. Riley making a move on Danny. Towards Fingers. Wolsey makes a move on Harley, whereas Reflection makes a move on Baguette, and then Baguette says no thank you, and off they go and move up 2 places. Reflection following through to gain 1. Connor makes the move on Mr. J up into 8th place. It's all go there in that midfield at the moment. Really, really close racing for them. So Fingers out in the lead. Danny running in 2nd place. That's how it's looking there. Very wide. Couple of cars very wide at the back there. Harley running in 4th position. Just behind is Woolsey and Baguette, who are battling out for a place in that top 5. Reflection holding on in 7th, just ahead of Connor. Connor will want some really, really solid points here and just get up that order. But Baguette is the one that really, really needs to catch Harley. Harley at the moment, just every race, is not necessarily winning the races, but doing enough to open up the gaps from those that will be the challengers on the leaderboard. So at the moment, Harley 2 places ahead of Baguette, who is currently 2nd in the championship. But the gap at the top just getting bigger and bigger race after race. Whereas 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all very tight in that championship. Tighter than your grandma. Blumchum is in 10th, winner last time out. Now running in 10th position. Fingers holding on here, and I tell you what, doing really, really well. We are on lap 2 of 5 here at Abu Dhabi. And Fingers is leading the way by 1.7 seconds from Danny. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Fingers is going to get his first ever on-board lap. Now, I am acutely aware that the last time I did this during a season, he crashed while doing the hot lap. But hopefully this time he won't, and he'll stay on the track. He's on those super soft tyres. They're all on those super soft tyres, of course they are, which gives you lots and lots and lots and lots of grip through all of these corners. Abu Dhabi is a great race circuit, great racing circuit, to be fair. I'm not a fan of all of the circuits in the Middle East, but this is one that I am particularly fond of, particularly because you know, it's just it's quite a complex circuit, but real good fun at the same time. So here we go, turn 1. You head down towards turn 1, which is a left-hander. On the brakes you go, you get turned in, and then you kind of drift round to the left-hand side here. You stay on the power, a little lift maybe, round to the right again, just a little lift just to keep the car stable before you head down to essentially the first big braking zone and DRS detection, which is right there. Get turned into the left-hand side. Loads of road for you to go nice and wide when you come out. DRS available, of course, not to Fingers, but to those behind within 1 second of the car ahead of them. But he's got that 1.1 second gap over Harley right now. Down to another big braking zone, 50 metre board, way before that you want to brake. You're turning left, don't go on the power too soon because you're turning right, and then you're on the power again here at Yas Marina. Another DRS zone right there for you. This time Harley's got some. So Harley's going to be closing a little bit, probably not close enough this time out. Now this sweeps round to the left, and it's almost forever it's sweeping round. Before again you come to the right here, and it kind of slows up. Every corner just gets you slower and slower and slower. Then this tricky little section to finish out the lap takes you under that overhead walk bridge and or walk tunnel, should I say? And there we go, 2 more corners. And the thing I love about this racetrack, not only you know, it's the second one we've done today that is clockwise, but it's where the pits are. It's a really, really unusual setup for the pits. In that, I'll show you where you come out, because you're not going to see anyone do it. So you come out there, but it's essentially coming out from underground, which is really, really cool. Anyway, so Fingers leading the way. Harley's closed that gap to 0.3 of a second. You didn't think Harley was going to stay back towards the tail end, did you? Well, I certainly didn't. There's Danny. Danny's staying in and amongst it, running in 3rd place. Picking up some good points is Danny, despite missing the first 3 races. Unless something goes horribly drastically wrong for Harley and Danny resoundingly beats him in the last few races, it's going to be incredibly difficult for Danny to win this little tournament. But he can certainly get in there or thereabouts. And there is Harley making that move on Fingers. Fingers just leaving that little gap up the inside. And Harley just slips it in nice and quietly. No damage done. Danny having a little look. You see he's got some DRS, so he's going to be making that move very, very soon. Maybe going to have to wait a corner or two. Round the outside he goes though, and makes it stick. So it's now Harley leads from Danny, Fingers in third. Riley just behind, 1.4 seconds, 1.3 seconds. To be fair, in Formula 1 and Formula 2, that's not really just, that's a fucking mile away. Connor, 4.1 back, the Scottish driver. He's ahead of Wolsey, who's 4 tenths back in 6th, with Reflection 4 tenths behind. So a nice 3-way battle there between Connor, Wolsey and Reflection. That is for 5th on the racetrack. Harley leads from Danny, from Fingers, from Riley. That's your top 4. This we're watching right now. This is the battle for 5th place. Connor, Wolsey, Reflection. Mr. J not too far back. You see Mr. J there. Is not too far from being involved, and neither is Blumchum. As Friendly Dutch and Dunners have their battle going on. Dunners winning out there. Just can he make it stick as they go through this left-hander? Yes, he can. Dunners makes that move stick. Blumchum with a penalty. I'm assuming it's a 2-second variety. It is a 2-second variety. So won't lose any places, but certainly won't catch Mr. J, or certainly won't get ahead of him. Even if he does get ahead of Mr. J, won't really count for anything unless he can make it stick. So final lap of the race. Around comes Harley to complete. He's 1.3 seconds clear. Another win for him. That'll open up a lovely juicy gap at the top of the leaderboard for him, going into the second half of these races. Round he comes. Couple more corners left. He's going to win from Danny. Good result from Fingers. Really, really good result from Fingers. And credit where it's due. A very well deserved, well run race. Very well deserved podium for Fingers. And he finally gets to see the podium video from his driver's perspective. How's that then? There we go. Danny home in 2nd, Fingers home in 3rd. Riley home in 4th. Wolsey will be 5th. Connor will be 6th. 7th will be a Reflection. Blumchum will be 8th. 9th will be Friendly Dutch. And 10th will be Dunners. 11th will be Dunners. And 12th will be Baguette. There we go. Another win for Harley. What can you say? And that is a getting up load your face if you've ever seen one. Right, here we go. Shall we go back to the rolling? Let's go back to this then, shall we? Let's get the wheel back up, shall we? Okie dokie dokie. Let's spin again for the next race. Spinning. Awesome. Silverstone. How about that? 5 juicy laps at the greatest racetrack on the planet. The home of the British Grand Prix, Silverstone. There we go. So shall we go back to the action? There we go. So Harley wins out from Dunners, fastest lap for Harley as well. Extra point there. Danny comes in 2nd. Fingers with a really solid 15 points for 3rd. Good podium. Riley in 4th. Wolsey in 5th. Connor in 6th. Reflection is 7th. Mr. J 8th. Blumchum in 9th. Friendly Dutch 10th. 11th was Dunners. Baguette in 12th. Looking at the current standings, Harley opens that gap up, 55 points. The gap now, 109 points he's on in the lead. Still really all to play for. Connor taking 2nd, 54 points. 49 for Baguette and Reflection. 48 for Wolsey in the high tech. Really, really close there, outside that top position. So got a bit of work to do to take the title away from Harley, who's really dominating. You've got Blumchum and Friendly Dutch both on 42 points. You've got Danny and Riley both on 30. Danny, however, has only done 2 races, so could be there or thereabouts as we move into race number 6 at Silverstone. That's the next one up. You can see there, it was Great Britain. I'm not lying, it's there for all to see. Let's remove Great Britain from the wheel. Leaves us with Belgium, Austria, Australia, Portugal, China, Bahrain, Hungary, Saudi Arabia, Canada, Spain, Monaco, Azerbaijan, Italy, Miami, the Netherlands, Mexico, shitty old France, Japan, and of course back to Belgium again. No more to join us. It's Harley and Connor and Baguette as your top 3 currently. Although Reflections joint third with Baguette right now, 49 points, 48 for Wolsey. It is 42 points for Blumchum and Friendly Dutch, running 6th and 7th. It is 33 points for Dunners and the Carlin, and then 30 points for Danny and Riley, 9th and 10th. They currently sit. Fingers on 18 points, really good 15 solid points from there in that last race. Putting him in 11th place ahead of Mr. J, who has just 8 points to his name, but needs a good finish, and that could all change, as we saw there from Fingers in that last race. So Silverstone to do. Get ticked in, people. Let's get cracking with the next round of this 8th race. 5 times 8. So 5 laps, 8 races. Yeah, it's awesome. It's going well. Going very, very well. I think it's going to be a big task, though. A really big task for anyone to usurp Harley at this stage. He's just so dominant. And bear in mind that Harley, from race 1, has been starting at the back of the grid and making, so not only getting past 11 other cars, but also doing it in style and winning the race. So here we go. This is race number 6. Once this is done, just 2 races remain. And we are at Silverstone, the home of motorsport. And 5 laps around here is not enough. And it's raining again. What do we have to do to get some sunny races? It has rained in all but 2 races so far. We've had, this is race number 6, and we've had rain in 4 of them. 4. Did you hear that? 4 fucking races which rained in. My sweet baby Jesus. It's a pain in the arse, isn't it? There we go. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Right, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5 lights. They go out, and for yet another wet race, we are away. And everyone's spreading out across the racetrack, heading down to turn 1 for the first time. Look how wide some of them go. No, they don't. And see, this is the beauty, is that whatever anyone here says about, oh, that is Mr. J, and he's facing the wrong way, and let me tell you this, you can't.
You can't park that there, mate. You can't park that there, mate.
He gets a double for being facing in the wrong direction. Mr. J at the back of the pack by some way. Fingers already feeling the pain from Danny. So Danny diving through. And I'll tell you what, Danny's been proving to be pretty darn quick thus far. And he's up to 2nd already. Although Fingers going wide, that allows Danny to slip into the lead. Okay, where's Harley? Is Harley making a charge? Not quite so much. It's a difficult racetrack to be charging through when you've got wet tyres on. And Wolsey going very, very, very slowly. He kind of just veered off to the right hand side when every other car wanted to go straight. Dunner's up to 5th, just getting past Blumchum to try and close down on the back of Friendly Dutch. So it's Danny leading by 1 second from Fingers, 27. Riley in 3rd. Riley's starting to show some good pace there actually, and 3rd position for him. Ahead of Friendly Dutch, and it's 4 tenths all the way back to Dunners and Blumchum. Connor nice and close to the back of Blumchum. Can he find a way through? Not going to be many opportunities here to make the overtake, purely because very difficult to get traction out of these corners when it's wet, and we haven't got super long straights and almost into the back of that Dams, but does manage to avoid losing his front wing and taking out the front wing of Blumchum ahead of him. as Danny in that Prima with a 2:01.9 fastest lap on lap 1. Of course, we'll see that go. Oh, and there's a little mistake there from Blumchum, and through goes Connor. Harley also through. He's tucked right in behind Connor, trying to find a way through. Excuse me, and looking for the little switcheroo, but Connor doing a really good job at holding him off. But a great heads out there for Harley, and up into 6th he goes. The charge is on. We need to play, you know, charge is like red. Dum ba da da da, dum ba da da da, dum ba da da da, dum ba da da, dum ba da da. Don't know the rest of it. Don't know the words. Anyone know the words? Danny running in the lead. He is already 1.3 seconds clear of Fingers. His Fingers going to have a strong finish here. Okay, 3rd in that last outing. 2nd here in the rain at Silverstone. Riley just behind him. And is that Friendly Dutch making a move on Riley? Yes, it is. Friendly Dutch up to 3rd. Riley is going to drop down towards Dunners. Dunners 1.3 seconds back. Has Dunners got the pace here? Well, it certainly looks like that gap is closing. So looking forward to seeing just what Dunners has got in terms of pace here at Silverstone. And I am aware the sound has faded a little bit because I moved further back, but my mic is strong enough to pick me up from here, and my back is hurting. So suck it. Danny from Fingers from Friendly Dutch. Riley from Blumchum from Dunners. Connor, Baguette, Reflection and Harley. Wolsey, Mr. J and no others. I've been reading Dr. Seuss books, as you can probably tell. I actually haven't been reading Dr. Seuss books, but I really do like them because I can't read other ones. Mr. J has closed a bit on Wolsey, considering he was some sort of 6 seconds back. What direction is he going in? Not the right one is the answer to that question. Danny with another fastest lap. 1.6 to Fingers. Friendly Dutch as we are on lap 3 of 5 here. Friendly Dutch is in 3rd. Is he making a move on? Well, he's certainly close enough to Fingers to make a move, but the problem is, again, it's the traction thing. He got a good run out of there, but how long could he stay behind Fingers in that close range without making an overtake and not be dropping into the clutches of Riley? Having a look around the outside, he goes. Very brave to hang that around the outside, but he does so, and he's up. Is he? Is he up? Yes, he is. He's up into 2nd. Is Riley about to follow him through and make that move? It certainly looks like he's having a go. No chance though. Look at Blumchum. Blumchum comes through, and it's Riley's position on the racetrack actually that saved Fingers from getting absolutely murdered there. Blumchum could have, had Riley not been on the inside there, we could have seen Blumchum make that little dive around and through. So didn't happen for him. So Blumchum's had to drop in behind, and that's the view from Blumchum. He can see his prey ahead. He wants that top 3 that Fingers currently has, and the problem is that every time he thinks about going for it, Riley's thinking about going for it too, and he picks up a 2-second time penalty trying to chase this down. Round the outside, he's going to go. Is he going to go for the switcheroo instead? No, he's not. Switcheroo here maybe. No, he's not. Good exit. Yes, he does. Better exit than Riley. Much better exit than Riley. A little bit wide there. He's going to have to go on the really wet stuff to make this overtake. And Riley's doing a great job actually. He knows the car behind him's quicker, but what he's doing is planting that car in all the right places, making it impossible for Blumchum to make the move. Of course, while he's defending, he's not attacking, and that is just allowing Fingers to stay in that top 3. Let's have a full rundown before we hit the final lap. Danny in the lead from Friendly Dutch. Fingers holding on in 3rd. Riley in 4th from Blumchum in 5th. Blumchum making that move. Does he make it stick this time? He does. He's got the inside line. Can he hold on and make it stick, or round the outside? With obviously the inside this time. Is it Riley again? And again, Blumchum makes the early move, and Riley says, That's fine, because I'm going to come back at you. This time, Blumchum comes back at him, and nothing Riley can do this time to stop him. Is he going to get the run on Fingers now? Because he had a good run on Riley then. It's given him a good momentum forward, as Dunners picks up a penalty. Thing is, Fingers just needs to stay within 2 seconds of Blumchum, even if Blumchum takes this particular position. Couldn't think of the word then. Until then, Fingers picking up his own penalty, which is going to actually now this plays into the hands of Connor, because Connor just needs to get right involved here. And let's face it, he's not that far back. And who was that going flying off the track? That was Blumchum, and Fingers disappearing off in completely the wrong direction. So Connor doesn't need to wait. That's a 10-second time penalty for Fingers, and that's going to cost him a fuck ton, absolute fuck ton of time. So Connor up to 4th, Riley in that top 3 now as we're on lap 5, and everyone's starting that 5 now. Danny in the leads from Friendly Dutch. Riley 3.5 seconds back in 3rd. Blumchum hanging on in 4th. Connor in 5th. But Connor is all over Blumchum at the moment, trying to find a way through. That Scottish driver trying to give some trouble to Blumchum, make Blumchum make a mistake. But at the moment, he's holding on. And what's happening is that's backing everyone up. Connor and Harley and Baguette all getting backed up behind Blumchum at the moment. But Blumchum not giving anything away. So there is Harley running in 6th. Baguette behind in 7th. Dunners in 8th. Reflection is running in 9th. Fingers finally regains some composure back in 10th. But that 10-second penalty is going to put him properly last. Wolsey in 11th, and Mr. J at the moment is last, but that won't last because Fingers will be last. Thank you very much. Danny leads, and just a few corners left. Maggots and Beckett's he goes through the last DRS zone. But of course, no DRS this time out. 1, because there is none, because it's wet. And 2, because he's in a Red Bull. We fucking hate him. No, I'm only joking. The second reason is because he's not behind anyone. You need to be within 1 second of the car ahead of you in order to benefit from DRS, and he does not have that advantage available to him. Round the last 2 corners, he will go. Oh, and he's going across the line. And he's going to take the win. And here he goes. It's Danny, the winner. From Friendly Dutch, who comes home 2nd. Riley in 3rd. Blumchum will be 4th. Riley will be 5th. Will he? Harley will not be 5th. Harley will be 4th. Riley will be 3rd. Harley will be 4th. Blumchum will be 5th. Connor will be 6th. Baguette 7th. Dunners in 8th. Reflection in 9th. Wolsey in 10th. And Fingers disqualified from the session right at the death there, which is a crying shame. He was running so well, and then it just went horribly wrong, and he got all squirrely, went on the completely wrong part of the racetrack, massive penalty, and then it just went from bad to worse. So Danny wins with a little puffy moustache. Moving swiftly on, shall we? Do you know what? It's missing this time. I don't know why it's missing. What's that? I don't know why I turned that off. Shouldn't have done. Anyway. I turned all the wrong things off for some reason. I don't know why I did that. Right, there we go. Let's get this wheel one again. Next race. Please, no. Yes. It wasn't Monaco. Seriously, I genuinely asked me shit. I absolutely fucking shit myself then. But it's not. It's Barcelona, Catalunya. Barcelona rock and roller. Genuinely, that was fucking close. Yeah. I actually want to click on the close button. Okay. Breathe, motherfucker. Breathe. Kind of wishing it was slow. Seriously, that we thought the other ones were close. That was ridiculous. And the thing is, the fucking box is even bigger now. As they're moving off, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The chances get closer and closer and closer. Of the 6 races, 4 of them have been on this side of the wheel, all over this side of the wheel, and I don't like it. I don't like those odds. I'd quite like some more from over here, please. In fact, anything from I don't really like Saudi Arabia. Anything from Hungary. So anything from the Hungaroring round to Suzuka, please. I'll even accept Suzuka, despite it not being one of my super favourites. Yeah, it's actually sitting on Monaco now, but it's not Monaco. Thank fuck. I'm hoping that's a good omen. The fact that it's actually sitting on the Monaco now. So this is how the league table looks. Harley extends his lead to 121 points from Connor, 62 points, 2 points for Friendly Dutch. Friendly Dutch moving up into that top 3 on 60 points. And then 5 points behind Danny and Baguette share the spoils on 55 points. Blumchum in the Dams on 53. 2 points further back to Reflection on 51. Then it's 2 back to Wolsey on 49. Look at me and math going in the same place. Boom Shanka. Riley in the Campos 45. Dudders in the Carling 37. Fingers in the other Campos on 18 points. And Mr. J still on 8 at the back. So we got this race, and then we got another race, and then we're finished. There we go. One more chance to please not have Monaco. I don't think I could cope. So let's have a rundown of all of the races we've had thus far, shall we? We started at, where did we start? I've forgotten. Where did we start? Have I forgotten where we started? COTA. We started at the Circuit of the Americas. One sec, while I just answer the door to my daughter. So we started at the Circuit of the Americas. As you know, then we went to Imola. It rained there. It rained at the Circuit of the Americas. Then we moved on from there. And it was Brazil. Then Singapore. Then Abu Dhabi. Then Silverstone. Then Barcelona, which is what we're about to do. Then we've got 2 after this, and we've got 2 after this. We've got we've got 1 after this, because Abu Dhabi was after the short break. Right, 14 seconds to go. It is counting down. Right, let's have it. Nice bit of Barcelona. Like this racetrack, like it a lot. Unfortunately, this still has the stupid chicane in it. They have now taken this chicane out, which is the smartest thing anyone's ever done in the history of Formula 1, in my opinion, because it's a much better racetrack without that final chicane, which is a bit stupid. But it will be Mr. J and Fingers again on pole position and the first 2 positions. Turn 1 here, it's a bit like Monza Turn 1 in that it can be a bit of carnage. There's quite a decent run down to that right-hander, and if you get it wrong, there's gravel. There's gravel on the left, there's wall on the right. And then on the way out, there's just gravel either side. So let's have it head down towards turn 1, we go. Keep it out of the wall, people. Keep it out of each other's cars. You can not really go around the outside into turn 1. So it's got to be close. Got to be close. There you go. Car on the inside will always make it through. Fingers in the lead of this race. Dunners, great run from him. He's up to 3rd. Mr. J holding on in 2nd. How long can they hold on for? Can Fingers pull out a lead this time? Is this a race? And that's a tag! Someone's been tagged! And they're in the wall. And that, in the wall person, was Harley. Or was it Wolsey? Funny if it was Wolsey in the Wolsey. Harley back up to 11. I think it was Wolsey in the Wolsey. And Harley got kind of caught up in that as well. But Danny's back there and all. Danny's back there. Baguette. Don't forget, Baguette is kind of there or thereabouts, just outside the... I think it's impossible to catch Harley now, but can certainly consolidate 2nd place. So, Dunners makes it ahead of Fingers as we head into this stupid chicane for the first time. And in you go. Can't really touch those curbs on the way out. You can in GT cars, but you can't in these things. Good exit, and then you head down again. Lovely, lovely run down to turn 1. Bit of slipstream here, and you could be in for a beautiful tow into a better position. Through goes Dunners in the lead. Fingers through behind him. Just holding out within that 1 second window at the moment. Connor in 3rd. Mr. J is still up there. He's still in 4th. Get in there, Mr. J. Get some points, man. You've got to beat Fingers, though. That's the thing. Fingers is just ahead of you. Blomchum. There he is. He's running in 5th. As we see Riley making a move on Baguette. Baguette making that move right back again on Riley. Says, how'd you like it up there? Was it good? Good. Now fuck off back behind me again, bitch. And Baguette retakes 7th place. Half second to Friendly Dutch, who's out of DRS. And Connor! What happened to him? That's a broken car. Connor's out of this race. It's done.
You can't park that there, mate.
So Connor is out. So whatever charge he was making towards 2nd, that's over today. Well, certainly over for this race. So Dunners leads from Fingers. 1.7 seconds. It's 1.3 back to Mr. J, who's back into that top 3. Desperately wants to get ahead of Fingers, though. Desperately as they come through for the 2nd time to start lap number 3. Which guy? Which guy literally wiped you out? Who was it that nailed you, man? It can only be, who was it? Fingers was ahead of you. Mr. J was behind you. Got Blumchum there as well. Who was it? I'll call him out, man. I'll call him out for you. I'll tell him to meet outside for a fight in the car park. Who knows? Who knows? I didn't see it. Oh, it's Fingers that caught you. So, Dunners leads from Fingers, who Fingers killed Connor. Fingers, you've got to go and meet him in the car park for a fight. Blumchum is in 3rd. Baguette in 4th. Good run from Baguette now up there in 4th place. With Connor being out of this race, this could be an opportunity for Baguette to secure herself a real shot at 2nd in the championship. Riley there in 5th. With Friendly Dutch just behind in 6th place. What did I call you? Did I not call you Connor? I did call you Connor, didn't I? I don't fucking know. It's late, mate. It's gone. If I said you later, it's like 1 minute past 11. I'm really tired, and it's been long. Danny in 7th. Head of Reflection. No DRS for Reflection because you ain't close enough, mofo. So it's tough titty for you. Mr. J does get some. Good run there. Mr. J's going to make this move. Does it stick? Won't if you're around the outside there. You need to be up the inside. And that's Harley making a very, very brave move up there. So Darners leads this race by 4.7 seconds. So this is going to be some points for Darners here, which is about bleeding time, I tell you. I tell thee, about time I tell thee. And yeah, 5.1 seconds. Fingers is second in 5.2 seconds behind Darners. I don't know why I struggled to read that. It's like my mind switched off. Blumchum with another podium, potentially sitting in third. Baguette just outside that top three would desperately like to get another podium, especially while Harley is so far back. Even just to close the gap a little bit. I know Harley's probably not catchable now, but just to close the gap a little bit would be lovely jubbly. There is Baguette in fourth. Fingers moving down the order. Everyone promoted. Fingers has crashed.
I crashed.
You crashed! How are you coming fast?
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
That last one was for Friendly Dutch, who was properly spinning. He was spinning almost as fast as the wheel that picked this track. Blumchenko. So Dunners now leads by nearly 8 seconds over Blumchum, who's up in 2 seconds. There is Baguette, there is Riley, there is Blumchum. That is the battle for second, right there. And a good run from Riley here, and he could take 2 places on this last lap. Dunners leads, and round the outside goes Riley, as they have a coming together. Baguette can't even speak. Danny up into the top 3 because Baguette and Harley and Blumchum are coming together. It's all gone very, very wrong for Blumchum. I think it was Baguette and Blumchum only that had the coming together. But Dunners is going to win this race by some margin. And Danny from nowhere. I was saying that Riley gets a good run. He could take 2 places, and then he did. He took them roughly, and he owned them. And here comes Dunners round that final corner. He will head to the line. He will hold his hands aloft and say, I won! Riley in second. Danny home in third. Baguette still picks up decent points, but not the points for third she was hoping for. Or second even. Harley in fifth. Sixth is Reflection. Wolsey in seventh. Eighth is Fingers. Although with that penalty it might change. Friendly Dutch making the moves. In the end he was down at the bottom. Mr. J gaining a couple of places. First place for Dunners. He puts his hand in the air and he waves him around like he just don't care. Driver of the day goes to Danny. While it was more luck than judgment, I would argue that if you're not there you can't nick it. So actually not bad at all. Right, one more race to roll. Let's do it. And it is Suzuka. I'll take that. Take that all day long, Suzuka. I can remove that now. Right, I'm going to keep rolling the wheel because I want it to land on. Now we know that we can't get it. I want it to land on Monaco, so you can hear what. I've actually changed the sound for Monaco, just because I hate it so much. Would we've got it? What would we've got it, mate? I should have removed it, shouldn't I? France. Come on, come on, come on! So you can hear the blistering cries. Let me it'll make it a lot easier if I just do this, wouldn't it? Oh, piss off. It doesn't look like we would have got Monaco anyway. Still not coming up. How mental is that? How utterly mental is that? 2 races left, China and Monaco, and I bet it's China. I'll be well pleased if Monaco doesn't roll this time. Here we go. Totally unnecessary. I got one of my children to record that. Such a child. Such a big fat baby. Okay, okie dokie. Let's bring this back up because we don't need all of that shit anymore. That can go away and that can go away. Right, so this is how we stand as we go into the last race at Suzuka. It's Harley from Danny. 2 many points to be able to catch. That's the fact of the matter. Baguette in third. Higher up finish there. She'd be currently sitting in second, but is poised for a top 3. Dunners, that win in that last race bumps him way up the order. Joint on points with Riley, 63 points each there. Still to play for Freddie Dutch and Connor. They're on 62, just 1 point behind. 59 for Reflection. Wolsey with 55. Blumchum with 53. Fingers with 19. Mr. J with 12. Someone has to get... basically, Baguette needs to get 2 points. Dunners and Riley need to get 6. Friendly Dutch and Connor need to get 7. Reflection needs to get 10. Just so I can be really childish and laugh because someone got 69 points. Absolutely no justifiable rhyme or reason for it, but that's what I want because I'm a big fat fucking baby that loves laughing at the 69s. Right, come on peeps, I've got shit to do. It's 10 past 11. We want to get this race done. Last race, and this is to decide second and third in this F2 Season 7 mid-season special. We've done 7 previous races. This is race number 8. 5 laps, all randomly spun live in front of your very ears and eyes, of course. Here on the Black Flag Racing TV. So 5 more laps to go, and they will be around Suzuka. When everyone's finally checked in, of course. I think people are doing their setups and the bits and pieces. It should be that people don't get a chance to set up. It's basically equal performance, and you just go into the race and you're done. There's no messing around, no tweaking your settings, no messing with your wings. Everyone gets a default setting and then you're done. I tell you what, a good format B for this kind of thing is a kind of a realistic tournament, whether it be in F1 or F2, where you roll the tracks as we do here, and then you do like a reverse grid thingy, but it's instead of reverse grid or reverse championship, you do it based on cars. So each race you get a car based on where you are on the grid. You get if you are at the back, you get a faster car. If you're at the front, you get a slower car, and do it like that, but still roll the tracks as you are, rather than equal performance. I think that would mix things up a little bit. Because the problem is, 5 laps is enough for the really quick guys at the to make their way through the back to the front, essentially. Why is no one checking in? People, come on, dudes! How hard is it to set up a 5-lap race at Japan? It's taking an awful long time. Talk amongst yourselves, of course. I'm going to start thinking about who I think the overall driver of the day has been. it's difficult to look past Harley because Harley's put in some really solid performances. However, I'm going to reserve it for, I think, Danny. And the reason being is Danny came in quite far down the order. There was already, I think we'd already done 3 races before Danny got involved. And then came in and absolutely brought it. And I genuinely think if Danny had started from race 1, this would be a lot closer at the top right now. I think this race would be deciding the championship overall. And the interesting thing, of course, is if Danny had been in there, everybody else would have been closer because Harley would have scored less points. And, of course, so would have Danny because they would have been racing much, much closer. So everybody else would have scored more points because it's just the way it works. So, final race ensues. Here we go. And what do you think of my new overlay, by the way? Do you like it? Well, I do. I think it's cool. Quite like it. I think it improves the page for the viewers. No one wants to stare at fucking loading the screens they used to stare at on a regular basis when they're racing. Or look at something different. Alright. Let's have it. 5 laps here around Suzuka, which, to be fair, I've said this before, I hate racing this racetrack. It's probably one of my worst racetracks in terms of race pace. But I do love watching cars go around it because it's such a cool circuit. Particularly, for me, turn 1's pretty cool. And the reason I like it is because it's that you kind of go into it at full pelt and then you just get a little bit slower and slower and slower. It's a tricky corner, turn 1 here. Really tricky. So there's your 5 lights. They go out and away we go for the final time. And let's do an onboard here, but we'll go back to the back. There's a Harley already trying to make that move into turn 1. Got to be so careful through here. Gap being left open, and there's the first overtake for Harley. Can Harley round this championship win out with a win in this particular race? And almost clattering into the back of Riley there. Such good pace for Harley coming through. Such good pace. It's just insane. Fingers out of this race already. Tags the back of that was Dunners. He's just tagged. That is potentially taking Dunners out of the running for second. There's Danny up ahead in 8th place. Chasing down Reflection, Riley, Dutch Blumchump. Where is the eternal question? Is Baguette? I'll tell you where Baguette is. Not bloody here. So Baguette is going to be knocked out of that top 3 and not be here to make absolutely any challenge for it either. So Mr. J leads the way in Logan Sargent's car, and he's 1.1 seconds ahead of Wolsey. And he's going to jump fingers in the championship in this final race as long as he finishes. Excuse me. So Wolsey in 2nd, Friendly Dutch in 3rd, Blumchump is in 4th, Riley in 5th, Connor in 6th, and him and Reflection duking it out there. There's actually 4 cars there battling for position. Mr. J with the fastest lap. Get in there, my son. There's Harley making that move on Reflection now. Connor, excuse me, is the next target. Let's go on board with, I think we've done on board with Danny, have we? No, we haven't. Let's go on board with, we haven't been on board with Riley. Let's go on board with Riley. No pressure, mate. No pressure. Through this tricky S section. And it's literally left, right, left, right, left, right. And it's a lot of throttle control, a lot of controlling the gears. And the G-forces through that wheel. I mean, you really feel it through force feedback as well on your, depending on what wheel you've got, of course. And backs out of that, to be fair, was a little bit bullied by Blumchump, because Blumchump not really giving the room. No, but then he doesn't have to. Doesn't have to let him through by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm sure that Riley would have liked him to. So here he comes. Now this section of the racetrack, if you come and you've got this left hand here, it's a massive, massive opportunity to get a good run coming down. As you sweep round, and we can see that Connor there trying to make a move round the outside and riding. It's a very, very good move done. Good exit out of the previous hairpin. Then you've got this kind of double apex left-hander. It's not really two corners. It's one corner with two apexes. The second apex, of course, being so much more important than the first. You can kind of skip that first one, not worry too much about clipping it or getting it slowed down enough to clip it. As long as you get your car positioned well for the second one, because you want a really good run out for here. By the time you get here, 130R, you're going to need to let off that power into the Casio triangle. There you go. This is a really, really tricky end to the racetrack with a really tricky chicane. Power on. Blumchum right there for the taking. DRS open. Have we got DRS? Why have we not got DRS? Oh, we lapped too early. That's why. And Blumchum going very, very wide. There's Riley taking that position, taking 5th place for himself. So Wolsey leading the way now. He's taken that mantle, 1.7 seconds clear. Do you know what? I was looking there. See on the go back to that. I thought that said shite chap at first. Of course, it doesn't say shite chap because he's not. Oh, he's a lovely bloke. Just drinks too much on a Friday. Right, Wolsey from Friendly Dutch first and second. Connor in third, 1.4 seconds back. He's got those moves done. He's making the moves through the order. Riley's dropping down that order, so he's clearly had a problem. So you can't blame the commentator for fucking that one because I left you and then you fucked it. Harley is in 4th. Penalty to serve for 2 seconds, I would have thought. Yeah, 2 second penalty. So that 7/10 means jack shit. And we'll probably lose, as it says, it's Mr. J and Danny, both ready to pounce. But there we go. Reflection with a 2 second penalty. Drops behind Dunners and could drop into the clutches of Riley as well. So behind Dunners. Dunners is 2.5 behind Danny. 14 second penalty. 17 second. What is going on with Mr. J? Mr. J is properly, that is smithereens is the only way to describe that. Harley with 8 seconds worth of penalties. What the hell happened to Mr. J? Those penalties just started ticking up and up and up and up and up. He is smashed to absolute smithereens. All he had to do was finish this race to beat Fingers, and he might not do so. 8 second penalties for Harley. He's not going to finish anywhere near the top. Look, he can't be beaten. He's going to win this championship. That's clear. But it's not going to be a convincing win now because everyone around him is going to pick up some points, isn't they? Wolsey at the moment picking up the big numbers though. Leading Friendly Dutch by 3.1 seconds with just 1 lap remaining after, of course, this one. Friendly Dutch in second. He's not comfortable there. There is a very, very racy Connor looking for another position. And we've already seen the kind of run he gets out of that turn. And the run he gets on the way down to 130R. I mean, look at the line he takes through there. It's such a good line. He's actually had to back off a little bit because he's had so much pace coming through there, which is probably a little saving grace for Friendly Dutch. Not much, but a little. And here he comes. He's got to get his move done before 130R because you can't go side by side through there. You can on the way out though, down towards Casio. And it's bravery that's going to make the difference. Good exit here is what he needs as we start the last lap of the last race of this 8-race series, or whatever you want to call it, feature series. Here he goes. Connor round the outside like the true trailer park girls that live in your mum's basement. Does get that move done, but went in very, very hot. That just not enough for Friendly Dutch though to come back at him. So Connor gets that move done. 5 seconds to Wolsey, not going to catch him at this stage. Danny in 4th. Could still potentially catch Friendly Dutch if he keeps that up. Dunners with a 2 second penalty. It means nothing because Reflection also has 2 seconds. Then Riley's back 12 seconds. Blumchum in 2.6 seconds back. Harley disqualified from this race for whatever reason that might be. Mr. J is a DNF. because he was smashed to absolute bits. And fingers out of this race very, very early doors. There is your race leader, some way ahead. Is Danny going to get himself in his top three? He's looking pretty darn close. He's closing on Friendly Dutch. We already saw Connor make the move on Friendly Dutch in a similar place to this. So, similar run Danny gets. Now, can he make the move before 130R? He's not close enough. So he's going to have to, listen, if he wants it, he's going to have to try and take it in an unorthodox place. That's a good run there, our 130R. Down to Casio, up the inside maybe, round the outside maybe, or does he just get an awesome launch? And that's exactly what he needed. What a launch Danny got there, and Friendly Dutch, nothing he can do to defend. And Wolsey takes the win from Connor, then from Danny. Friendly Dutch in fourth, Dunners in fourth, Reflection in fifth, Dunners in fifth, Reflection in sixth, penalties isn't it? Riley in seventh, Blumchum in eighth. And we lost Mr. J, Fingers and Harley from that race. And before the race even started, we lost Baguette. So we're done. We're finished. That's it. It's been pretty darn good, to be fair. It's been fun. And it's been emotional. Driver of the day, I'd actually give it to Danny overall today. Just because I think he came in and brought it from minute one, despite being... down the order, because he didn't do the first few races. Good overall performance though, to bring it to this point. Harley didn't finish the last race. Would have been nice to have seen Harley on the podium, just to finish it out maybe. But Harley wins this little special championship. Connor, after a couple of bad races, couldn't kind of fight back and get a run at the championship for losing that. But that race was Wolsey, then Connor in the Prima, and picking up the 18 points. Danny in third, 15 points for him, 12 points for Friendly Dutch coming in fourth. Dunners picks up the fastest lap of the race, so gets 11 points in fifth. Reflection sixth, Riley seventh, Blumchum eighth, ninth is Mr. J, 10th was Fingers, 11th was Harley. This is your standing. So Harley wins 131 points, 46 points back to Danny taking second. Wolsey steals third from, doesn't, joint third with Connor. It's shared, honours even. Joint fourth, Dunners and Friendly Dutch was a joint fifth. Riley in seventh place, 69 points. Etal. Reflection 67 in eighth. Blumchum 9 points, 9th place, 57 points. Fingers with 20 in 10th, and Mr. J in that Carling, 14 points to round it off. Job done and dusted. How about that? Finished. That was really, really, really cool, to be fair. Enjoyed that. So, moving on. You know what we've got coming up next few weeks. Don't know why that's there. I'm bored of it now. Listen, it's been emotional. I've been Empire. This has been Black Flag Racing TV. That was 8 5-lap races, all spun live here on Black Flag Racing TV. It's been emotional. Thank you for joining me.